So this video is going to be for the 20 and younger audience, okay? If you're 20 years old or younger, this video is going to be for you. This message is going to pertain to you. Now, before I even jump into the topic, all right, just to clearly state, if you are someone who is rich, if you were someone that was brought up in a wealthy family, you know, filled with a lot of blessings from a younger age, you know, if you had it good like that, this I want you to know this video is not going to be for you. So if you happen to click on this video, I would like for you to click off this video, because this topic and what I'm about to talk about is not going to pertain to you, okay? So you can click off this video. But for the younger generation, all right, for the ones that don't got it good like that, all right, you're in a position in life where you are directionless, okay? You have nowhere to go in terms of navigation, okay? If you find yourself lost and confused, you know, around this point in your life, you know, when you're about to graduate high school and you're trying to, you know, move on with your life, you're trying to get into adulthood, you know, get your own job, get your own place, whatever, go to college, whatever the case may be, whatever you're trying to do going forward, right? One thing you have to know before you graduate, okay, even for the ones that did graduate, okay, you're 20 years old, like I said, you're gonna want to listen to what I have to say, because a lot of people that are younger tend to make the mistake that life really starts and begins when you're in school. A lot of y'all think because you're in school, because you're taking classes, because you're going for a major, whatever, you think life begins at that point, okay? Now hear me out. Life, when you are a kid, you know, when you grow up in your parents' house and you're abiding by their rules and the regulations, you go to school, you follow what? You follow rules, okay? You abide by regulations, okay? There's structure in your life when you're a child. When you grow up in your mom and your daddy's house, okay? You go to school, elementary, kindergarten, whatever, middle school, high school, there's what? Structure. There's structure to when you're in school and when you're living at home, okay? You know exactly what you're doing. You know, you follow a simple ass routine, right? You know when to come home, wash your hands, do your homework, clean up, you know, eat your dinner, you know, make your bed before you leave from school, right? Make up your bed, get dressed, take a shower, clean up, all that jazz. It's a usual routine before you go to school, and then when you come home from school, you do what? Your homework, you know, clean up, eat dinner, whatever, watch some TV, whatever, right? Your usual routine. There's structure in your routine. And when you're home, okay? And this is happening when you're an adolescent, when you're a teenager, okay? You don't have many responsibilities in life at that age, okay? Unless you're someone that came from orphanage. That's a different story. But if you were raised by both your parents, or just by your mom or dad, whoever was your parent or guardian, you know, you had structure because you were told what to do. You were told when to wake up. You were told when to go to bed. Okay, what time to go to bed, what time to wake up. Okay, what time to go to school, and what time, you know, you get out of school. Okay, you're told what time you got to get ready for the bus. Okay, at a certain time, you take the bus to school, take the bus back home. etc., etc., right? My point is, for the ones that are 20 and younger, there is structure in your life for you to follow. There's a routine, there's a plan, okay? There's a sort of a blueprint, a foundation, if you will, right? May not be the best foundation, but nonetheless there's a foundation, okay? To how you plan out your life, how you go through your life routinely, okay? How you map out things. I mean, obviously you're not really taught these things, but subconsciously it becomes something you just be equipped with, right? But you see, when you graduate high school and, you know, you become a certain age, like 21, first of all, when you graduate high school, okay, I just want to let you know you're not considered an adult yet. Okay, being an adult, a grown person, it comes with conditions. Okay, yes, you begin, real life begins when you graduate. Okay, you are stepping into reality. You are stepping into the real world, because you going to school every day is not real life. Okay, school is only preparing you for the best and worst of life. Okay, and school may not do a good job, let's be real, at preparing you for real life. School may not do a good job at preparing you for certain situations that life has in store for you. Problems, okay? Life requires problems. When you're an adult, being an adult requires problems, okay? Real life comes with conditions. You don't just get to have structure when you graduate high school, because one thing I've learned about graduation, and not just about graduation, but going through my real life, the first couple years, okay? I would say maybe when I was like 21 or 22, I had a sense in my mind that this is real life for me, okay? This is the real world that I'm getting myself into, because I didn't just get handed things after graduation, okay? I wasn't handed a tuition. I wasn't handed the keys to a successful life, okay? I was not handed the keys to a successful, abundant life. You need to know that life does not come with a manual. Life does not come with instructions, okay? Maybe when you're a child, you have people to guide you, you have people to kind of direct you into where they want you to be directed. And that's the thing about being a child, right? You may have some sort of guidance, but it may not always be the right guidance that you have, okay? You may not be steered in the right direction, okay? But nonetheless, when it comes to school, when it comes to being at home with your parents, there's structure, there's instructions, there's a rule book, okay? You need to know that rule book, those instructions, that manual that was with you when you were a child and a teenager, that all gets thrown out the window by the time you face real life. Because when you face real life, all that instruction that you were given in school, and being potty trained and being watched by your mom and your daddy and whoever was your guardian, that all gets thrown out the window from that point on. From that point on, you are now a grown adult. I mean, not a grown adult, because like I said, being an adult comes with conditions. And if you are not ready to meet those conditions of being a grown adult, then you are not a grown adult. You are not ready for adulthood if you are not going to meet those conditions, those requirements, okay? I had to meet those requirements. And it took me, just because I graduated high school, just because, you know, I got my diploma and I got me a little job after like 6 months of graduation, that did not make me an adult. You see, because I was not conditioned for what was to come with being an adult. Okay, I was not meeting certain requirements of being a grown person. In my case, a grown man. Because I was not ready to meet those conditions yet. And until when you were like 18, 19, 20, okay, when you're not given instruction on how to move, okay? How to prepare for an interview, how to prepare for real life, how to prepare for negative people, okay? How to prepare for adversity. That does not have a rule book. You are not taught how to deal with adversity in school. Your parents may not teach you how to deal with adversity when you're a child, okay? You're not going to be taught certain life things, okay? Life is not in school. Life is not in high school. Life is not in your mommy and in your daddy's home. You are being pampered. You are being watched over. You are being micromanaged. You are just being you are being treated as such, okay, like a child. Because that's what you are, a child. But when you graduate, you're done high school. Regardless if you go to college or not, you are not a grown adult until you start acting like one. You see, when I graduated, just because I graduated did not make me a grown adult, because I was not ready for that position. I was not ready to move as such. And when you start moving like you're an adult, like you're a grown person, then you can start being considered a grown adult. Okay? If you go through your life, real life, and you still operate in that childlike mind, you still operate like somebody owes you something, you still operate like, people need to hand you things, and you think you deserve everything on a silver platter because, you were being treated as such when you were 7 years old, or 10, whatever, 15, because school gave you instruction. Okay, when you went to class, okay, you knew when to sit your butt down. You knew when to raise your hand or ask to go to the bathroom or please and thank you, whatever. You were told just instructions, okay? You were given a rule book, okay? Everything was laid out for you, whether it was the best for you or not. The point is, and I'm going to try my best to explain this in a way where it makes sense for you guys, okay? Because just because I graduated, it did not make me a grown adult. I was not ready to be an adult because I wasn't meeting those conditions. So I was still operating like I was 7 years old. I was still stuck in the past. I was still stuck in what people should do for me, and people giving me handouts and everything. Like, I was operating in that gimme mindset, right? Instead of, okay, high school's over, my life is changing due to the circumstances, due to the environment, due to just natural progression. Okay, just due to natural progression. It's time to start paying your own bills. It's time to learn how to drive a car. It's time to actually get a job, learn how to communicate well with others. It's time to, it's time for you to start learning about finances, okay? Teaching yourself about credit, about money, how to invest, just learning different skills, okay? Or going to college and learn something. Go to college and get educated on how to cook. Get educated on just, important life skills, okay? And let me be honest, okay? School is not going to give you that entire blueprint, okay? Like I said, high school and your parents that give you instruction, okay, does not always mean it is the best instruction. It does not mean that your teachers are giving you the actual success blueprint. You have to understand, teachers are prepping you to work. They're not prepping you to be entrepreneurs. They're prepping you to be what? Workers. To be slaves for the matrix. Okay? When you graduate and when you get into a certain position to where you can start operating like a grown adult, it's your choice then what you want to become. Then it becomes your choice. What do you want to become? What do you want to be known for? What do you want? What type of life do you want to live? What type of legacy do you want to leave behind? It's your choice to make those decisions. I mean, not your choice. It is your choice, but it's your responsibility to make those decisions. Because when you're 15, you're 8, you're 5, you're 10, you're not educated. You're not educated enough to make informed decisions. That's why, like, child actors, like, they don't always make the best decisions when they're adults. You know why? Because they were not taught how to make informed decisions. When they're children, they are not equipped to make informed decisions. Okay? They don't know what's best for them. They don't know what's wrong for them. They don't know what's right or wrong or worse for them. They don't know. They're not going to know how to make informed decisions because they're just not there yet. Okay, they're not an adult. They have not been educated enough to make informed decisions. And being an adult requires you to make informed decisions. It's your job and responsibility to navigate your own life, to move in a way where it benefits you, not other people. Now, I know I'm going somewhere with this, and I need y'all to kind of understand where I'm coming from, because, listen, if you know what I'm talking about, I've been where you've been before. I've been lost, I've been directionless, I've been confused, okay? I've been lost in the shuffle, okay? I didn't know what my plan was. I didn't know what I want to do with my life going forward. I'm 25 years old, okay? Stop thinking that after high school, you need to have everything figured out. That is not your job to have everything figured out yet, okay? I'm 25, like I said, I still don't have things figured out yet, right? I told y'all, life does not come with a manual. Real life begins when you start operating like a real adult and you start meeting the conditions and the requirements of an adult. And one thing you need to realize, life does not come with that manual. No structure, no rule book, no instructions, nothing, no directions, okay? You become your own compass going forward. You become your own map going forward. Or should I say your brain, your mind becomes your own compass. Okay? You have to map out your own life. Okay? And strategize your own life, where you want to go and where you want to be. You're only given that when you're in school, when you're a child, when you're under the microscope of adults. When you're an actual adult, you are no longer under the microscope of anybody. You're not. Okay? It's your job to control your direction and your navigation where you want to go. So don't think, oh, I have to have everything figured out, or I'm gonna get lost in the shuffle, or I'm gonna get behind or left behind. Don't worry about that. You will put things together when life progresses. When you start progressing and you start updating your mindset and you start, obtaining new knowledge, you start gaining life experience, you will put the pieces together, okay? Take your time with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Don't just rush into, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that before this happens. You are still young, okay? You still have to understand that this life that you're about to be living, does not come with instructions. It does not come with structure. You have to build your own structure. You understand? You have to build your own structure. You have to pave your own way, carve out your own path, because nobody is going to do it for you. And yes, it sucks. Okay, how I'm describing this, man, it sucks. But you need to hear it from someone that is experienced in this thing called life, because I had to get to a point where I had to meet those conditions. And those conditions were such as understanding credit, understanding how people move, understanding how, money works. Okay. I'm responsible for making my own money, paying the bills on time. When I got this car, it was my responsibility to get it insured, pay the monthly bill every month. Okay. If I got a little accident, a dent, it was my job to fix the car. Okay. Whatever happened to me, I was responsible on how I react, on how I interpreted what happened to me, right? It's my job to fix me. And whatever happened in my past, it's my job to overcome that. It's my job to fix the trauma, to understand and identify the trauma. All this, man, is required. And I know there's a lot more that I can go through what is required to be considered an adult. If you are 19 years old and you still think that life owes you something, you are a little ass boy or a little ass girl, and you are definitely confused. And I'm here to remind you that ain't nobody owe you shit. Ain't nobody owe you shit, okay? Just because you 19, you 20, you graduate, don't think ain't nobody owe you shit. Now you have to do the real work. Because when you were in high school, you thought, oh, I'm getting all A's, I'm getting all A's and B's, I'm smart. I do my homework every day. I do my work in school, and I just do great on my tests and my essays and whatever, okay? Oh, I follow the rules at home and I listen to my mommy and my daddy. That's cool. That does not make you an adult, okay, when you need to become one. Just because you listen, just because you follow instruction, when structure is literally given to you, okay? When structure is given to you by adults, you have no choice but to follow suit. The real test is you creating the structure when you become an adult. That's when real life begins. When you start creating that blueprint for yourself and you start to navigate in a way where you're not being micromanaged or under a microscope by folks, that's when you have arrived as an adult. You start moving your own way. You start making your own decisions, informed decisions, okay? Based off the education that you have acquired. And as you rack up life experiences, you are only going to get better when it comes to dealing with problems accordingly. How to deal with life issues, how to deal with your emotions and your thoughts and your behavioral patterns. See, your parents can't teach you this, because if they were brainwashed in a certain way, or if they were to, mind manipulated, whatever, teachers cannot teach you how to, how to manage your emotions. No, they're teaching you how to be workers, okay? Your parents are not going to know what's best for you. Just because they are your parents, they don't always know what is best for you, okay? That's why it's so important for you to gain knowledge outside of school, okay? Because you have no choice but to go to school. If you didn't go to school, your parents would go to jail, okay? Your parents would be legally in trouble. They'd be breaking the law if you didn't go to school. When going to school is no longer required, listening to mommy and daddy is no longer required, then what? Then what? You take away the structure, you take away school, you take away the instructions, the manual, everything. You take away the rule book, directions you were given.